All right, ladies, you asked and ye shall receive. I had so much positive feedback about doing an episode on Notebook LM that I'm gonna do it. I can't help it. I love this tool, and I'm so glad you guys want to know a little bit more about it.
Welcome to Empowered by AI, the podcast for women entrepreneurs ready to harness AI to take their businesses to the next level. I'm your host, Michelle Muncie Silva, founder of Innovative AI Studios. You may have left corporate life to start this entrepreneurial journey, but you don't have to go it alone. Here, you'll find a supportive community of like-minded women and an invaluable thought partner each week, as my guests and I share actionable insights you can use right away. So let's dive in together.
I am going to start from the standpoint of some people maybe tuning in that don't have a lot of experience with Notebook LM. So I'm going to do a few things that are basic, and then I'm going to dive into some of the new features that just came out. They're just damn fun. What you're looking at right here is you should see Notebook LM. You can see right here, they always have featured notebooks at the top. And what this is, these are notebooks created by just globally known organizations. Like here, you've got a notebook by The Atlantic, you've got one by The Economist. So there's all kinds of different notebooks that you can look at that other organizations have created. But for our purposes today, we're going to zero in on you creating a new one on your own. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is when we open a new notebook, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is it's going to ask you to add sources. And you can add things from your Google Docs, your Google Slides, your Google Drive. You can add links, which we're going to talk about this in a minute. This is my newest favorite way to imagine this. Links to a website, links to YouTube. You can paste copied text that you have. Now, because this is a free tool for me, my source limit is 50. The other really interesting thing you can do is up over here in the corner, you can discover sources. So you can tell it what you're looking for, and you can ask it to discover sources for you that you might want to include. I've heard people go back and forth on whether or not this is really worthwhile because the search engine is possibly more, I don't know, what would you say, more thorough on other tools. But if you are interested, or if you've hit a creativity wall and you want to discover what it's going to bring to the table, it's an interesting thing to jumpstart your thinking again. So I won't shoo it aside. But what I want to show you really quickly is the ability for you to link websites. So now this is fascinating to me because what you can do here is if you click on website, you paste the URL. So now let's contemplate for a moment. This doesn't have to be a traditional website. So let's say, for example, I'm on LinkedIn and I am looking at Sabrina Romanov's things, and I notice she has a post that I am absolutely fascinated with, that she often does. And I see her post and I am looking at, for example, something she just posted about a conference. All right, fantastic. Hey, I know about this conference. This is the Create conference. Awesome. So I can copy the link to the post and I can paste that right in here. And looky there, it just became a source for me. I can go through all of her posts and I can copy links and I can add that source, website, and paste. And I can end up creating an entire Notebook LM that's just Sabrina Romanoff's posts. I can do this the live long day. I can add up to 50 of her sources, and I can continue to go through these, and I can copy the link, and I can go to add, and I can go to website, and I can paste in the URL. And I can basically do this up to 50 times, and I can begin to curate all of Sabrina's posts that I want to go back to at a later time. So instead of saving them continually, I can create a notebook around them, which would be absolutely fantastically useful. So the idea here is that you're trying to make life a little bit easier for you, right? I'm constantly feeling behind. I'm constantly feeling like I don't have time to catch up with what everyone that I appreciate as a user of AI or a creator is doing. There's not enough hours in my day. So if I can take a post and save it, yeah, I've saved it, but what are the chances I'm actually going to go back to it? If I can take a post and put it in a notebook and I can keep adding, I can ask Notebook LM to do some of that heavy cognitive lifting for me and organize it into, say, a brief or organize it into output that I might say I want to have an audio overview or a video overview or a mind map, or maybe I want to do some type of report with it. It's really creative. Whatever I can imagine doing, it will be able to do. So you'll notice down here as I'm adding these posts, it's already starting to prompt me in this chat box with different questions that I might want to use. Okay. So as I continue to go through this, I can see those questions and it might inspire me even further. Now, the reason this is coming to me in English is because that is my language setting. Notice I can go into settings and I can put output language and I can choose the language that I want this to come to me in as well. I can also change light or dark mode. I'm a dark mode kind of girl, so that's going to work best for me right now. So let me pop out of here really quickly and let me show you some other notebooks I've created so we can use this as an example. All right, so let's say that I've got my Anthropic Economic Index report and the How People Use ChatGPT report, okay? And I've got another resource here called Empowering Women with Generative AI Skills and Leadership. So these are sources that I have dumped into NotebookLM, and I am looking at different ways that I can play around with this to try to make some meaning. So if I come over here to reports, okay, and what you'll notice is that you can create your own, right? You can craft reports the way you want them to be crafted. You can create a briefing document. You can create a study guide. You can create a blog post. You can create a strategic report, a market analysis, concept explainer, comparative overview. I can ask it to do pretty much anything that I want it to do for me. So let's say that I want to create a FAQs. So let's come over here and let's see if I look at, let's see what I can type in here. Can you create an FAQ, oops, FAQ report from this information? Let's see what it says. Give it a moment to think. These reports are dense, which is why they're in Google Notebook LM, because there was no way I wanted to read them from cover to cover. Give that just a minute to create. Here we go. There you go. You have an FAQ of all of this. Absolutely fascinating. Fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I can now save that. Let's jump to the bottom here. And if I want to save that to a note, I can save it. It will show up right over here on the side as a note for me. And then if I click on these three buttons over here, I can convert that to a source, or I can look through it, decide I want to tweak it, and I can delete this and tweak it over here in the chat. Totally up to me. All right. So the other thing that you can see here is you can see that there's quizzes, there's flashcards, There's also a mind map. Okay. If I want this to generate a mind map for me of all of this information, it will do that. Or I can begin to deselect and then only select the sources that I want the mind map to address by clicking here. So you can curate the sources and you can customize what it creates for you. For example, I clicked just this one source, Empowering Women with Generative AI Skills and Leadership. And when just that source was clicked, I created an AI Leadership for Women video version of that source. You can do the same thing for audio, but here's the really cool part now. Let me show you what you can do with audio. If I just click on audio overview, it will create that traditional deep dive that you might be used to hearing now. You can hear that podcast format anytime you want with just clicking on audio overview in general. But what I have found that I needed to do, and this is just for the ladies in the room, I get really frustrated with how the male podcast voice constantly is taking the lead. And so, what I found myself doing was I was giving very specific instructions in the chat for what I wanted that audio overview to be like. So, a month ago, I had to type in the chat right down here in the center that I wanted the woman to take the lead and I wanted her to be the dominant person explaining. It took that type of instruction for me to even get them equal playing time. So just a heads up, that was the way I used to have to do it. But now if I come over here to audio overview and I click on the pencil, I can now choose how I want this audio overview to unfold for me. I can stick with the deep dive, the conversation between two hosts, and I can click right here. What should the AI hosts focus on in this episode? This would be where I would type those special instructions. Or I can choose a brief. This can be just a bite-sized overview, and it's just going to help me grasp the basic ideas from the sources. This is going to be, if I remember right, this is one host. Then I can get a critique, an expert review of the sources, and I can get a debate, a thoughtful debate between two hosts. You can see right here, you're choosing the time. Do you want it to be shorter? Do you want it to be the default? Which in my experience has been somewhere, in the, 10 to 12 minute range. And then you can make it longer. Okay. I can choose the language that they are speaking in. So I can have this be English, I can have this be Spanish. Love the fact that they have the distinction in Spanish as well, because of course there's Spain Spanish, there's Mexico Spanish, and then there's Latino America Spanish. They have Filipino, they have French, French Canadian. The translations are getting better and better. So you can choose the language and you can choose the type for your audio overview. And then I wanted you to notice in the customized video overview, you can also select what language you want the video to show in, as well as things you want it to focus on. You can target a specific part of a source, you can focus on a specific source, or you can even describe the way you want the video to be structured. It's absolutely amazing. You're producing your own video now. This is an absolutely fantastic addition. Did not want you to miss that at all. Now, I want to say Miss Christina Sorelli gave me another amazing use case for NotebookLM in that she has all of her bookmarks organized in folders, which is 50 shades of organized more than me. But she has these organized in folders, so she can take her bookmarks and dump them in to the Notebook LM to create a notebook for her bookmarks. That was flippin' amazing to me. That was right up there with my LinkedIn posts, like creating a notebook just for someone that I'm following on LinkedIn that I really appreciate. Yeah, that bookmark organizer, absolutely fantastic. So I just wanted to give you guys a moment with those new use cases and help you see all that is possible. Some of this is just, I'm just helping myself stay sane, right? I'm helping myself stay sane because there's so much overload of information coming my way. There is no way I'm going to have the time to do my own deep dive on some of these things. So having Notebook LM as that space where I can dump and it will organize it all for me. It will give it to me in a format that I appreciate. Who's not down for that? Take some time, dive in, go, have fun. What are you still listening to me for? Go get into Notebook LM, go play.
Thank you for tuning in to Empowered by AI. If today's episode sparked ideas, don't wait. Follow the link in the show notes to visit innovativeaistudio.com and download your free resource, created to help you put today's insights into practice. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes packed with more tips, tools, and inspiring stories. Until next time, stay empowered and keep innovating.